In 1769, still then and up into the 19th century in some places, it was usual for a person receiving the last sacraments or ill and having communion brought to him, it was usual in Catholic countries that the priest would be preceded, and especially in the Papal States, by two servers with candles, a young man with a bell ringing, and to call attention to the fact that the Eucharist was coming that way. On February 2, 1769, the bell, the big, big bell in St. Peter's was tolling lugubriously. Two clerics were walking across St. Peter's Square. One of them, knowing that the Pope, Clement XIV, was very ill, said, they're signaling the death of the Pope. And the other one said, oh no, they're bringing the last sacraments to the Society of Jesus. And that's what a lot of people were convinced was going to happen now that we got rid of a Pope, Clement XIII, that was absolutely ardent in maintaining the existence of the Jesuits, even to a lot of cost to the church, and the possibility of electing someone, maybe, who would be more favorable toward that suppression. What I hope to do this afternoon, if you look at this page, the ordinary outline, is I give that to you is simply to tell you what I want to do, and I can't possibly get through the whole thing in an hour and a half or 2 hours. This last summer I gave 18 lectures thereon to a group of hapless Jesuits, so you'll see we're going pretty quickly here. But it will give you some idea of what the material, which is vast, absolutely vast, on the suppression, survival, and restoration of the society. I want to give you just a background view of what those three things were like: the suppression, the survival, and the restoration. And then at the bottom, the last thing on that page, F, long-term consequences for the society and for the church, move beyond the restoration in 1814 to the kinds of things that the society had to face at its restoration, and the consequences for the society and for the various places that it was involved, in which it was involved. This page on both sides is simply to give you a timeline of things that were going on at that time. Take it with you, look at it, and say, good grief, he's got an awful lot of stuff there. And it starts with 1750, goes to 1814, August 7th, the restoration of the society. So let's start. The circumstances internal and external to the Society of Jesus and other religious orders immediately before the suppression. The Society of Jesus in 1750, roughly 23 years before the universal suppression, 1750, 1760, was not the largest religious order in the church. The Dominicans were larger, the Franciscans were immensely larger, just to take two. It was by far the most widespread order as far as its missionary endeavor goes. It was the one most known for its educational endeavor. There were 800 or so Jesuit schools and about 175 seminaries run by Jesuits around the world at the time of the suppression. The first and largest single integrated educational organization in which a student could learn something in Cuzco, presently in Cuzco, in Ecuador, and the same thing in Krakow in Poland. The Society of Jesus was also most influential in so many ways because it was a teaching order, and therefore because it moved out of specifically only philosophy and theology, which the other orders did very well for their own members, but the Jesuits did not only that, but got engaged in everything from astronomy to ditch digging. The Gruber